Welcome to the InterViews podcast.
Prima attenzione, Bobo anticipato, palla vagante, mette giù, recova, il tiro,
Welcome, Interisti, to episode 156 of the InterViews podcast, the official podcast of SempreInter.com. We are here for the post-match reaction of the first round of the Serie A for Inter at home against Torino, which finishes 5-0 to the hosts. Goals from Alessandro Bastoni off a corner in the 18th, Marcus Thuram in the 36th, slick through ball from Sucic. Lautaro Martinez in the 51st, pressing hard, makes capitalizes on a mistake, puts the ball in the back of the net. Marcus Thuram in the 62nd, beautiful ball from Bastoni, a header at the back post. And Boni, that's not Onatovic off the bench. That's not Correa off the bench. That is Boni in the 72nd, puts the ball away after a slide ball across the box from Lautaro Martinez. As always, I am one half of your co-hosting duo, Alessandro Raffa, joined here by Gianni Paterno. Gianni, we left off this last episode, 155 of the InterViews podcast, saying, ready for whatever happens this season. Maybe feeling a little bit down after this mercato that we had. First game of Chivu's tenure, 5-0. How are you feeling?
I mean, he's doing something that not even Pippo Inzaghi was able to do, right? I'm sorry. I'm calling him Pippo on purpose. But no, Simone wasn't able to do, which was actually score 5 goals. You know? How quickly I've already forgotten. But no, I don't think he could have asked for a better start to a tenure as a manager. The fact that he's the first manager since the first foreign manager since Hector Cooper to win his debut match is pretty amazing. Like, if you think about it, I think since then it's been Mourinho,
De Boer,
Rafa Benitez, De Boer, and man, I always forget this guy's name. And Leonardo, thank you. Like, in my mind, I'm saying Alessandro. See, there, I got you on the mind. But to have him, just be able to perform the way he did and do all that he did with this team, and it seemed like a team rejuvenated, right? I feel like we've put the Champions League loss behind us. I'm sure there's still some disappointment lingering from that, but I think that the players have a desire to get the Scudetto back. And it's like, you know what? Okay, we went trophyless. Well, now we are going to focus on the league and be able to win that. I couldn't have asked for a better start. I really had no idea what to expect today. I was thrilled with everything I saw, and I can't wait to get into it.
It was super fun to watch that. And I think it is pretty, just being logical, being objective, I think it's pretty asinine to say like, first game of the season, it's a must win. But by all accounts, after how last season ended, after how negative it's been for Interisti all summer, after, Milan puts in the performance that they do in the first week at home against Cremonese, seeing how Milan Twitter has melted down, it's like you had this feeling of this is a must win. Like, they needed to look good and get the 3 points and just kind of calm things down, or else, the atmosphere can get a little bit too tense. I had a fucking blast watching this game from start to finish, and it wasn't perfect. There were, some things that weren't working, but for the most part, this was
it was just Mkhitaryan not working. That's all.
We'll get into barely started. Here we go. I just had a ton of fun watching this. It felt, I don't know, it felt good to be back and to see the players hungry. And to your point about like the rejuvenation, Chivu in the press conference, he talked a lot about like the players accepted the double sessions. They accepted the extra physical work. But the thing that he's focused most on this summer has been the mentality. It was necessary. It was 100% necessary. after what these guys have gone through, it's not only just last season, it's the last 4 years of the Inzaghi tenure, which, like, the media was against us 110% of the time, like waiting on our downfall. Several, like, refereeing, I don't want to get into everything that went wrong, but it's just been a hard time. And for Chivu to have the wherewithal of, like, I am not going to be able to transmit anything I want for what these guys can do on the pitch until I address the mentality and get these guys having fun again. It was evident that whatever he's been doing, it's worked. And Chivu, for the Interisti that listen to the show, that remember him as a player, this is a mentality monster. You see how calm he is in the press conference, but like, he wants to make sure that these guys are out there giving it their all. And this felt special. It is the first game of the season. We're going to talk about outlook for the season and all that good stuff. And this in no way is an indicator of, like, oh, it's going to be like this all season. But it just feels good to get not only a win under the belt, but like an emphatic, crushing, clean sheet, just everything looking good. A few things looking really, really good. And we'll get into all that. I got a lot of buy or sells for you, man. I got a lot. And thank you to the listeners for commenting and, putting, giving us a bunch of extra material that we can get into today. So you ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. First buy or sell. This performance had more of Chivu's fingerprints on it than a holdover from Inzaghi. Buy or sell?
I'm going to go ahead and buy that. I think that the way that we press the organization, I felt like the midfield trio, even though Barella was, technically the regista, there was a little bit more freedom between at least Barella and Sucic to interchange and stuff. And I know that he may not be relied upon to be a regista, but it was nice to see that they were moving and allowing each other to kind of like fill the space that the other one left behind and that. And it wasn't so much get it to the outside and cross, like they were trying to work through the middle and have players running in the channels and finding space. I mean, just look at the first goal that Thuram scored. That was played more tightly and not, something that came in from Dumfries or came in from Di Marco on the wing and then crossed in. I did like that. And obviously playing with a higher back line, that's something that we don't see, or we didn't see under Inzaghi really. And even with Acerbi's lack of pace, the defense was further up the pitch and it felt like it was suffocating Torino. Like they would get the ball and immediately be turning it right back over to us, it was good to see now. It's will that be the case? Can we do it against, Juve and Milan and Napoli? That will be, more telling, and we have it in 2 matches now, for Juventus at least. So I loved what I was able to see there. I am buying that this is what Chivu is trying to do, and I think for those who were calling him a gym teacher or a glory hiring, it's they may be second guessing those comments, because it looks like this is his team and we're going to be playing his style no matter what.
This is an easy buy. I mean, the two things that I think were very different from what we saw from this team compared to the previous seasons, the pressing, the intensity of the pressing, it wasn't the whole game, but for large stretches, they were committed to not letting Torino knock it around the back line and putting pressure. 2 of the goals we scored, Lautaro's and Bonni, that was like forcing Torino into making those mistakes, completely cutting off the passing lanes, staying high up the pitch, forcing the pressing. On Bonni's goal, he takes a beeline to the goalkeeper and forces him to make that that pass into danger, and then Lautaro lays it off to him. For the Lautaro goal, he presses the shit out of the defender, forces the turnover. So the intensity was very different than what we saw against Inzaghi.
And real quick on that, do you think, I don't know, maybe it's just me, Lautaro looked quicker, sharper?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know whatever Chivu said to him this offseason, but he seems to have gotten himself back in shape. He doesn't look as big as he did last year. And look, I'm not trying to fat shame him. I'm the last person who should be doing stuff like that. But you look at the way that he's come in to start the season. It's exciting, and I think that this will be a return to form. The player that won MVP 2 years ago, as opposed to what we saw last season.
When the players have been asked about it in interviews, they've talked about these double sessions and how the training is much more intense and much longer. And that's the kind of shit that pays off. Lautaro was pressed like an animal. He showed a lot of grinta, and he led the line with the press. So that was definitely different than what we saw from Inzaghi. And then also, and this has got to be my favorite. I love the pressing, but this is also super important to me. Not having to knock it around for 60 fucking passes before we get into the penalty box or even the final third. Like 2 or 3 and we're off. Get a shot off. Like it wasn't. I think a lot of Inzaghi's possession was fruitful, but it was designed to get the opponent's defense into a position where we can create an overload and create a shot, right? With Chivu, it's like instead of letting the possession do that, let the speed of the play do it for you. Get into the final third immediately and force the defense to react. And we're just, we're getting shots off. And it was really, really good to see. I'm 110% buying that this looks like Chivu. The Club World Cup, that looked like Inzaghi. This, different. And I think Inter hopefully are going to be better off for it. Next, buy or sell. Inter is more likely to stay put at the end of the window, the transfer window, because of this result. Buy or sell.
I mean, if you look at Marotta's comments before, right, it looked like that was going to be the case anyway. I don't know. I mean, I still think we need a center back. I think that you can't just look at this and be like, okay, we could just roll into it this season. Yeah, it worked because we played Torino. Like, I think management needs to take that into account. This is a team that got weaker, okay? I think they downgraded a manager. I think letting go of Anoli was a mistake. I think, you lose.
About Inter for a second.
No. I'm saying, like, you look at this Torino side. They lost Ricci. They lost. Oh my gosh, I was even just talking about him today. Who else did they lose? The
Elmas.
No, but not even Elmas. My gosh, why am I going like such a brain fart? Doesn't matter. They lost other players.
Yeah.
That I think when you have those pieces not in your team, you have a manager now who, Baroni's not the same guy that we saw at Lazio. I think we're seeing him turn back into the manager that was at Hellas. Now, he did do some good things. I'm not going to sit here and just rip on Baroni, but it's not the same team. It is like very different. They don't even. I was worried that Milinkovic-Savic. There we go, the goalie. That's who they lost.
Yeah.
And I just think that this is a game that we should have won. Now, I didn't think we win 5-0, but I did feel confident that we would at least get a result out. Now, would it have been, I think if Inzaghi was still here, it might have been a grindy, 1-0 win where we just, like you said, kick the ball around, 60, 70 touches before we were able to get it in the box, and then maybe, a cross in or a header, from a ball just played from the outside, whatever it is. But you have to think about the rest of the teams in the table. And I hope that management doesn't just think it's okay to rest on their laurels and give up on bringing in another defender. It is a necessity to bring another center back in my opinion. You lose De Vrij or Acerbi, what happens?
Mm-hmm.
You're screwed. You are, without a question, screwed. You have the depth in the midfield. You obviously have the forward depth. It was actually good that Hakan and Pio got an extra day of rest, really, or an extra week of rest, and with their red cards. But we have to make one more move. But I forget now how you phrase it.
There's more likely to stay put because of the result.
I'm buying that, unfortunately. As much as I do not want that to be the case, I think that is going to be the case.
I'm going to sell it. even with
here we go.
Even with Bepe's comments before, because here's my reasoning. There's two things. One, Bepe's a liar in the media. He's lied about things left and right? So does he want to put himself in a position to when negotiating where it's like, I have to get something done? Maybe not. Maybe he's just, lowering expectations. But the biggest reason why I don't think they're likely to stay put, Augusto is the primary backup for two positions. And that's not going to work. Unless we're going to see a lot more of Luis Enrique on the left, unless we're going to see Luis Enrique on the left and Darmian on the right, which I don't think is a good recipe for us at all. I think they need cover at the back, and whether it's like an experienced but still young person loan like Kivior or Aksicek, the Turkish defender, I don't know what it's going to be, but I do think that they end up bringing someone in by the end of the month. The other interesting thing, just to quickly touch on the market here, Tonali and Joel Linton at Newcastle got hurt today. Apparently, Newcastle's putting in is sounding out the alarm for Fratesi, and we've given them a 40 million euro price tag. If that goes down, you have to bring somebody in. No? If you bring in 40 at the end of a window.
Listen, if that's the case and he actually does get moved, yeah, then I will believe that we're going to turn that money and get a center back. Because I still think you have, like, he didn't even feature today. I think you have sufficient talent in the midfield, sufficient players. I think he's going to lean on Zielinski a little bit more ahead of.
I agree. If he's back, then
yeah. And I'm okay with that. I'm not upset if that is the guy that is one of the first midfielders off the bench, and but the thing that it does make me wish that we hung on to Zalewski, because then you had a little bit more tactical flexibility with him.
Yeah.
It just would have been a guy that I think would have blended in well. He could have filled in as a Metzala. He could have filled in as a left wing back. He could have allowed you to maybe push Carlos Agosto a little bit more as the backup center back per se, or even be rotated in as a starter when you want to rest Bastoni on some days. And I would have felt confident with him being there, So if you do sell Fratesi, I would have felt better if we kept Zalewski and then to focus on a center back. But it is what it is. I think that I just don't see him being an integral part of this team. Unfortunately, I think that he's a very limited player. We've gone over this before, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But you get 40 million for him. I don't care what center back you want to go for, whether it's Alexandro or somebody else. There are options out there that I think that you can get, and whether it's 25, 30 million, hey, it's doable.
Do you think that defender is the greater priority than an attacker that can beat his man? Because those are, I see arguments for both on Inter Twitter. I think it's the defender, but what's your read on this?
Yeah, I'm more confident that it's going to be a defender personally. I think that you need a younger center back who can actually step in and become a starter, allowing Acerbi and De Vrij to be more rotational pieces and guys you can lean on. God forbid if there is an injury. I think that's better suited to them at this stage in their careers. The attacker that can beat his man, I mean, Boni can beat his man.
He can. And he did so several times today.
Thuram can as well. I know that, Zielinski isn't really a forward, but he too is shifty enough. Once he drops that shoulder, he's able to beat his man.
Sucic has that too.
He does, and I mean, listen, we'll be able to talk about him soon enough.
We're going to.
It's but I am I don't think that it's as big of a priority as people are making it out to be. We don't play a wing system. I know that we were able to have guys drift a little bit wider and do some things there, but I don't think that that's a necessity to be able to play in Chivu's system. I think it's more so, are you able to deliver a good ball into the box? Are you able to pick out a teammate with a ball that, maybe releases him and is able to defeat his man? It's there's a lot of things that obviously people are saying on Twitter, but I think that the main objective will be a center back personally.
And if you talk about necessity, if we're gonna do this press this season, Acerbi and Devray, it's like those
are not the guys I want doing this press.
It's not gonna give you. It's sure as shit is not gonna give you 60 games worth of that high intensity pressing. No.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I agree. All right, let's talk about your boy. Buy or sell. Mkhitaryan will make way for Sucic when Chala returns to the lineup. And there's a lot to this statement. So let's see which direction you go in.
I'll tell you where we're going. We're sending Mkhitaryan to the moon. First class flight, bro. Once Hakan is back, Mkhitaryan, worst player on the pitch without a question today. Anyone who wants to defend him, please come talk to me, please. You are a psychopath if you think that this guy can offer you anything. I literally tweeted out, death, taxes, and Mickey misplaying a short pass. It's as consistent as time. The guy cannot find, he missed Barella a few times in the first half. He had, I believe it was Luis Enrique coming in on the left side, open, miles of space. And he still can't even pick out a man. The guy's useless.
Boni leave like perfect threads through a through ball right to him. Tons of space and time. He just didn't. I don't know what happened to him.
The guy he offers nothing. Club legend. Like
Johnny, if you're buying this, then it means your faith in Chivu to make the move is there.
If he has two eyes that are functioning, he saw what all of us saw. Sucic is an answer to prayer. The kid is phenomenal on the ball. I loved everything that I saw from him. I am actually a little disappointed. I did look up his numbers. I thought he actually had a better passing percentage than he did. 52 of 57, 91%. I thought it was still higher. Not that 91 is bad. I mean, that's what Barella did with 102 and 112. I love this guy. And seeing how everyone saw the same thing and they feel the same level of appreciation for him. This kid honestly came in better and more ready. Now, granted, he does have better talent around him, better coach at his disposal. He comes from, the same school that Brozovic and Kovacic came from, but I mean, this kid looks even better than Kovacic when he arrived. Even though Kovacic was 18, Sucic is 21. It's just
he's complete. Johnny.
He is so complete. He does everything that you want. The shots that he took, I even felt such a sense of confidence that they were going to go in themselves. Like when he ripped one in the first half, I was thrilled because I thought he picked his corner. He did unfortunately put it right, towards the keeper, but he got it through a crowded area that was able to just get it on goal from outside the 18. And I think that's half the battle too. When you have guys who are able to take shot from distance, you want them to at least get it on goal. Israel did a good job actually maintaining, the rebound on it and not allowing it to bounce in the box. But Lautaro and Thuram were there ready to pounce as well. So the assist that he had, the no-look pass that he had to Dumfries on the right side of the pitch.
That was so good.
And it was just so perfectly weighted, too.
So good.
That he was literally able to run in on stride, pick it up with his right foot, and go in.
That's two instances where he looked like he had eyes in the back of his head. That he read the run perfect.
Yes. That one, and of course the assist that he provided for Thuram. Those
two tackles in the first half, the two track back tackles.
You want to know what's crazy? I actually looked that up too because I was curious. And listen, everybody knows I'm not a big stat merchant, but I did want to look up just to see how he did individually. 4 for 4 on ground duels.
Yep.
Like, that's huge.
Steal.
And 14 million. Like, were we the only ones in Croatia scouting him? Like nobody
We
else
got
thought that.
there so early.
Like thank goodness we did, because can you imagine if like Pep saw him, or Liverpool saw him, what the price would have gone up to for this kid? Like they signed Florian Wirtz. Now, granted, he plays a different position, but like you could have brought this guy in, and you have an insane midfield if you brought him in. Like we are so fortunate to have a player with this level of talent. Like this could actually be our version of Nico Paz. Truly. Maybe
in terms of like the prospect exploding, the breakout.
Yes, like different. Obviously, they play different styles.
Mm-hmm.
Nico's a little bit more attack minded, whereas, like we said, Sucic is more of a complete player. But this is a huge gem in our hands, and I hope we're able to hang on to him for multiple years. Like I don't even want to start that conversation, but like he is such an incredible talent. I just can't wait to see how the rest of the season plays out. I really can't. And I think with the midfield of him, Barella, and Hakan together, that could control the game for, like, whereas we were losing games last year because our midfield wasn't able to control it. Now, and Barella looks rejuvenated. Like this game today, too. I hope we talk about him as well, but
We are.
He was all over the place.
The composure for a 21-year-old making his debut at the San Siro. Again, we started off this episode talking about how this felt like a must-win. It was really shocking to see, honestly. I think you and I know what this kid is, but even this was surpassing the expectations. Just we knew he had the talent to do this, but he's doing it in his debut at the Meazza. It was something else to see. And you know what, too? It's a play that maybe is not going to be remembered as much, but the epitome of what he is composure-wise and maturity-wise in his head. In the second half, Barella takes that corner that gets sprayed out to Sucic, and he has the opportunity to rip a shot, but it's in traffic. He's got bodies in front of him, right? Like, he had enough wherewithal to say the better move here, not get excited and just rip it into this crowd, side foot it to a wide open Pavard, who had the much clearer effort on goal. That is the kind of shit that makes me so encouraged for what this kid could be. That he has the sense. You see, I'm not trying to be like a hater, but you see like a veteran Mkhitaryan almost panics in the box or in those moments like that. Panics. And he had the perfect, not only technique, but just the understanding of the game to say this is the better option. So impressed with him, man. So impressed with him.
You know what else I'm excited about regarding him?
Tell me.
So there are no Sucic cards on the market.
Oh, wow.
That means that his rookie card is going to be an Inter card. And I'm going to drop so much money on chasing Sucic rookie cards because I want them all. Nobody else is going to have one. It's going to be all mine, and I can't wait.
You know what? Chivu's got to do us a solid here because I'm also going to buy that Sucic is going to come into the lineup when Chala comes back. I don't think he's the kind of coach that he gave Juve minutes today, like just because he got here a couple days ago and he said in the post-match, like he just wanted to make him feel welcome. Like I don't think Chivu's trying to mess around here. I don't think he's committed to it. It's like in the NFL when a GM, there's a new GM in town, like they're not committed to the previous organization's picks. They're not. I think, Chivu's is gonna recognize that the best thing for this team is to have a box-to-box like Sucic that's going to track down his man, make the tackle, have the vision. Mkhitaryan can't do what Sucic does. He can't do it. He doesn't have the vision anymore. He doesn't have the composure in the final third. It's like let the kid do what he's showing you he's capable of doing. I got a question for you though before we move on to the next buy or sell. Sucic and Barella at Mezzala. Does that mean they're going to kick Barella out left? and put Sucic at right, because Sucic played on the right today. I only saw a brief stint in the second half where he had switched with Mickey and played on the left. Do you think, like, comfort level wise, we keep Sucic on the right and we know Barella is a veteran he can handle on the left, or how do you see that looking?
I think they'll have the same flexibility that they had today. I think they'll be allowed to roam and switch sides if they want to. I don't think that they'll. I think Chivu's going to allow them to play with a little bit more freedom than Inzaghi is, or it has. Like, they will have the autonomy to be able to, like, hey, like, I'll go here, you go there, whatever it is. Sucic has played both at Zagreb. I don't know for sure if he has done that with the Croatian national team, but you have seen him go out to the left for Dinamo Zagreb in some games. He is preferred on the right, there's no question. But maybe, I mean, I'm sure Chivu will see. We'll test it out. We'll see, how they feel, what comfortability these guys have. But yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, you're probably right. It'll probably end up being Sucic on the right, Barella on the left, because he is the veteran and he's able to just plug and play wherever you need him.
All right, let's shift over to Nicolo here, who I thought I'm seeing some not so great reviews of his performance on Inter Twitter. I don't really understand it. I know in the first half.
Sorry, go.
In the first half, there was a 30-second stretch where he gave away the ball twice, like 2 bad passes. But outside of that, I thought he was really good. So the buy or sell for me, Barella as the backup option at Regista is actually a good thing for this upcoming season. Buy or sell?
If people are going to complain about Barella's performance today, then you can follow Christian Aslani to Torino, because this is a buy without a question. This player is light years better than Aslani as a regista. The game that he played in with Barella, I mean, 102 completed passes, 2 of 3 completed crosses, 6 of 10 on long balls. You had him getting 2 of 3 on tackles. How many interceptions? I thought I saw that. Okay, no interceptions, but still, and he wasn't dribbled past, at least according to FotMob. So the kid is the kid. He's a seasoned veteran, really. But to me, he's a kid. Anyway, Barella is fantastic. And I feel like this game was a bit of a rejuvenation as opposed to how we saw him finish last season. I was actually concerned with the amount of minutes he was playing in the preseason and the amount of games he did, continue to perform in. Would he be fresh? Would he feel, a little bit of a motivation? Or would it just be fatigue that's weighing on him? And then we would just see another flat Barella performance. But I was thrilled with it. Sure, he had, like you said, that 30-second instance where things, got a little away from him. I think, and our good friend Nazario said it really well in a tweet, that Barella's level is so high that when he has a down game, quote unquote, it's still better than what almost any other midfielder can do.
Yep.
You have to recognize that. And if you're going to nitpick at every single thing that he does, I don't know what to tell you. Like, just look at the midfield that Milan had to play with against Cream Cheese, and that looked a little disjointed. Now, I bet you they would kill to have someone like Barella, whether they put him at regista, whether they put him at a mezzala position. I guarantee you Allegri would love him. And I guarantee that the things would have been a lot more coherent with him there. And they would welcome, for the reasons we complain, they would welcome him with open arms. So I think we need to stop with the complaints. And I'm not saying you can't criticize him when he has a down game. I've done it. You've done it. We do recognize when a player, like, we don't just like blindly praise everybody. But if you're going to look at the smallest instance and nitpick at it and not recognize this was still a total performance from him.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Defining his game by those couple giveaways is not, it's not really taking into account everything that he did in the entirety of the game. And I think Barella at regista as an option, this is not consistent. Hakan's still the starter there, but from time to time, I think it's a good thing because A, it's less taxing on Barella. You can still have him in the game, but not having to put in the same amount of work that he has to do typically. And he was gassed last year. That hurt his performances. That really did. So I think that this is good to, like, again, be able to have him in the game, but not necessarily up and down the pitch like he typically is at Mezzala. Both Sucic and when Juve is in there, they have the legs to be runners. So, he can distribute the ball. Barella can get them the ball in space, and that's good for us. He's at least as good as Hakan defensively, if not better. And I think, some rotation at that spot could be good for both players, especially given Hakan's recent bouts with injury. So I like this option. You know what? I like it a hell of a lot more than Inzaghi throwing Zielinski back there. It didn't look better today than what we saw last year out of Zielinski.
100% did. It's not even a question. Not even a question, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, I could see that definitely being a pretty good option. All right, next buy or sell. Boni off the bench. And I'm going to throw Pio in, even though we didn't get to see him today. Boni and Pio off the bench give Inter the best attack in the league. Buy or sell?
Buying that. I'll buy it every day, twice on Sunday. This team with those weapons, it's a notch above the rest. And they're literally, the rest of the league is just fighting for second place.
Yeah. I can't help but feel like Boni is a Thuram regen just waiting to happen, and that that's obviously a super quality player. And Pio, like I think a lot of those balls up top that went to Thuram today, when Pio's in the game, those are going to be his, and he's going to look better at that role, like that target man, hold up, possess the ball and lay it off. And he obviously has goals in his bones, so yeah, I'll buy it. And at the very least, I think we can say watching Boni come off the bench instead of having to watch Taremi or Arnautovic or Correa make that walk up to the sideline, that was a highlight of the day. Was it not?
It was so, like, you could still breathe a sigh of relief, right? Like, you're like, oh, quality's still coming on the pitch. Like, it's not a downgrade. If anything, it's a sidestep, like, all right, maybe he's not at Thuram's level yet, but like the potential's there. And the way he was just able to come in and score and have immediate impact, thrilled for him, man.
Yeah. All right, buy or sell. There's at least 2 starters from today that shouldn't have been there or shouldn't be there moving forward.
Depends on how the Mercato finishes, but I'll buy it.
Which 2?
Acerbi and Mkhitaryan.
I was thinking along similar lines.
Yeah, I think Pavard, minus that one turnover in the second half, where he was just kind of lazy to get up. He wasn't fouled, in my opinion, like where he just laid there and kind of was complaining at the referee. You got cooked, dude. And like, stop looking for a ref to bail you out for something that, you just weren't able to stay on your feet. Thankfully, I believe it was, I don't even remember now who ran him down, but thankfully he was run down and was put in a situation where he wasn't able to issue a ball into the middle of the box there. That would have been maybe, a difficult challenge for the defense there. Who knows? Maybe Sommer makes a save. But yeah, that's Pavard for the most part, minus that one instance, was pretty solid today. But not that Acerbi was bad by any means, but I just don't think that he should be starting at this age and at this time. Like, I would rather see a young player being developed, which could have been Giovanni Leoni, and Mkhitaryan's got to go for Hakan once he's able to return.
I didn't think Acerbi was bad today. He did almost have a goal that Torino's keeper made a fantastic save on, but it did feel like Giovanni Simeone had some degree of success against him. And I think the other argument against Acerbi being the starter here, Inzaghi's system relied on Acerbi as part of the distribution, right? Because it was so much like we're working our way up the pitch by possessing the ball, as opposed to getting it into the final third quickly like Chivu. So if he's not, if one of his strengths is the fact that he's really good in the distribution, the possession, if that's not really a big part of it, and it's more so the defending high up the pitch. But the thing is also like De Vrij can super get exposed there. But I think he might be a better defender. So I don't know. If there was two starters from today that shouldn't be there for me, they'd be Mickey and Acerbi. But I have a lot of concerns about this center back position, given how we're playing.
I would echo those concerns.
So we'll see how things shake out there. Buy or sell, Thuram will outscore Lautaro Martinez this season.
That's the first tough one. I'm actually going to sell this. I'm going to say Lautaro is able to regain his scoring form. Not that Thuram won't be successful either, but I think that Lautaro will be able to edge him. It might be like something like a 20-17 type thing, which would be, ideal, right? I think we'd be very happy if those were the numbers that our two main forwards were able to put out.
I'm buying it. I think he outscores Lautaro easily. Yeah, I just think the onus for this team is that Lautaro is the creator and the presser, and that Thuram is more of the forward that gets in behind the back line. Thuram's finishing was pretty good today, and if he can keep that confidence, I think this is going to be, a really good season for him. Potentially a Serie A MVP type of season for him. Wow. All right. I threw this one in there because we have to talk about his performance today as well. Buy or sell, Bastoni is the only irreplaceable piece that we have left.
In defense or just in general? The whole team. I'm 11. selling that. I don't think he's the only irreplaceable piece. I do think he is without the first thing that should be on the team sheet every match. But I'm not going to say that he's the only irreplaceable piece. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, 4 or 5 guys that I would
hard disagree. Irreplaceable, do a job. Do the job to a close enough level that player typically does. Somewhere J-Mart, you can get him in there and he can do a job.
So Mkhitaryan could do a job for Barella?
No, because on the left you could do a number of Mkhitaryan left Mezzala, let's say.
No. That's what I just asked. So Mkhitaryan could do a job for Barella?
No. But he wouldn't be Barella's replacement. Let's say Sucic goes on the left.
And then who's going on the right if Barella's out?
Oh, sorry. Let's say Sucic goes on the right. And if Barella's out, then you don't necessarily have to not play Barella on the left for this conversation.
See? No. Because in this scenario, Hakan's at Regista, Sucic is on the right. Who's replacing Barella?
Zielinski. Let's say Zielinski in this case. Listen, you go up and down the pitch. Thuram, Boni. Lautaro, Pio. Di Marco, Augusto. Dumfries, Luis Enrique. Barella.
And you don't think Augusto can do something for if Bastoni's out?
Not even close to the same level. Did you see that ball that he put in for Thuram's second goal?
I did.
I did.
If it's anybody not named Cristiano Biraghi right there, we're not even talking about a goal for Thuram.
No, come on.
Yes,
come on.
Yes, I listen. Look at how early Biraghi jumps, and then he allows essentially Thuram to have the time to go up and.
I'm not saying this just because I'm not saying it just because of that cross. It's
No,
everything that he does.
He was phenomenal. I'm
He was
not
insane.
disagreeing with you. It was a stupidly good performance. I'm not disagreeing with you. But to say that he's the only irreplaceable piece is a disservice to Sucic. It's a disservice to Barella. It's criminal what you're saying.
You can come up. You can sit Sucic, Barella, and Hakan, and come up with a midfield that can get the job done against.
No, it doesn't get the job done because we've seen what happens when he's not there.
It's different. It's different.
No, and then if I see Andy Diouf come in for Sucic, I'm not going to be excited. Okay.
I'm saying that there is. I think this in world football, that I don't think there is a player in the world that can replace Bastoni and do what he does.
Oh, yes. There's nobody that can do that.
So he's the only irreplaceable.
Who else in the world is as complete of a midfielder as Nicolo Barella?
You can sit Barella and get the job done.
No, you can.
Yes, you can.
My gosh. Oh, you're so lucky you're 3,000 miles away, dude, because I would strangle you if we were in the same room right now. Strangle you.
He's irreplaceable.
I didn't say Bastoni is
Great name.
Oh, this is why Alessandro we need a Gianmarco at Inter, and I need it immediately.
Who's the Gianmarco in football right now?
Nobody good. I think the only one that I remember is Gianmarco Ferrari, and I don't want it.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not
Sampdoria
good.
Center back.
Oh.
All right, we're on opposite sides of that one. Let's end this round of buy or sell. Oh shit! Let's end this round of buy or sell with Inter sent the biggest message this round to the league.
In the words of the immortal NSYNC, bye. Okay.
You don't think the Napoli fans have an argument to say Torino at home they laid down, Sassuolo away is a harder game?
Yo, can we get? You know what? I don't even want to talk to Napoli fans honestly on this podcast. Would never want to. Yeah. Anyway, oh, dude. No, man. We sent a message not just to the Serie A, but to Europe that Chivu-Ball is here. Chivu season is in full effect. We've got the horses. We've got the depth now that we did not have last year. The quality, well, maybe not in defense, but the quality is there.
180 on this this season.
Dude, a complete 180, in. Man. I'm locked in. Yo, Invincibles. We're gonna go run the table. But seriously, I think that this was something that I like I said, I did not expect this level of performance. The high pressing, the way that we were able to suffocate Torino. Granted, yes, the quality isn't as high as like the rest of Serie A. You know, let's see how we do, like I said, against the teams that are going to be battling for Europe. But I truly am, confident with this. And I think that once we get Hakan in the lineup and you see a Hakan, Barella, Sucic midfield trio, we're going to control the tempo. We are going to control the ball. And I think, half the battle is obviously control. Now, what you do with that possession is equally as important. But we saw that we were willing to make those runs, those attacking movements, and just having the space and time to be able to operate the way that Chivu wanted was huge. We'll see if this team is able to show up. I mean, listen, I'm looking forward to the match day 3, right? I don't want us to skip.
It's crazy
over.
How early in the season this fucking derby is.
I don't want us to skip over, obviously, Udinese and start looking past them, because they are a team that has quality as well, and we want to respect all the teams in Serie A. But I cannot wait, personally, to see how we match up with Juve. And now that they have a healthy Bremer back, who we know how influential of a center back he is, how strong he is as a defender, he is able to close down quick. He is great at recovery, strong in the air. Are we going to be able to neutralize him and negate his strengths, Or are we going to try to prey on Kalulu and Kelly or whoever else the center backs are? It's going to be, I think, obviously the first true test, and I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But I am confident that we are going to be able to perform. And I think that Chivu is showing a sense of not, I don't want to say confidence either, but like he is showing that he has the tactical acumen to be able to go at these other clubs and to basically counter their strengths or expose their weaknesses, as cliche as it is. So
even if it's not off the bat, the amount of mid-game adjustments that he made when he was at Parma going into the second half, he switched that team up all the time.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see how this season's going to play out. I know I jokingly said that, invincible season coming, but I do think that where I was more nervous before the season started and thinking second place is probably the realistic spot for us. After today, and granted, I understand, I know people are going to be like, oh, it's one game. Yeah, maybe it is a little bit naive of me, but I do have a sense of confidence that this is exactly what we needed to jumpstart the season. And hopefully, I think if you can win your first 7 or 8 matches, now I didn't look at every match that we're playing, so maybe there will be a draw in there. But if you are able to do something like maybe a 7-1-0 or 8-0-0, and do that, that is what the level you need to start at. So then if you have that January lull, which always seems to be, it doesn't matter who the manager is at Inter, it always seems to come, you're able to absorb that a little bit more and handle that lull in a better space.
Put the early pressure on the rest of the teams. If you're able to pull off a win streak and other contenders start dropping points, then the media starts talking and putting the press on, and then you create a bit of a untenable situation at other clubs if you're able to go on a run like that. So it's it could be an exciting season. Let's touch on some of these players that we haven't really spoken about. Sommer today, anything weird for you? You thought that rebound control looked a little...
Yep. It's exactly what I was going to say. I did feel a sense of nerviness with him in net today. I really did. And I thought that he was spraying balls out there. He wasn't as secure with them. He was palming balls instead of going for catches. I don't know if it's a new glove thing. Maybe
he cut the hair.
He cut the hair. He's got that Samson effect, right? So now he's got to knock down the pollers on himself.
Mm-hmm.
The pollers, the pillars. Why can't I speak English today?
It's late.
Late for you. It's still only 6:30 for me, but there's no excuse here. I did have a long day at work, but anyway, it's something I hope that he's able to button up. We don't want to see him making errors that lead to goals. I don't want that Handanovic fall off a cliff effect with him. But if that does happen, I do feel a lot better having Joseph Martinez in the back there than Padelli or somebody else.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not. Martinez is incoming here, but that wasn't the most secure performance. It's not like Torino had a ton of chances, but even so, it was just, I don't know. It felt like he was being a little loose with it. We touched on Pavard briefly, but I do, just given all the rumors around his potential departure, I do think he stays. I do think this was a more committed performance from him. I thought in the first half especially, he was pretty dangerous down the right-hand side. I don't know what that slip-up was in the second half. It was just a weird brain fart.
Mm-hmm.
The effort on goal from the Sucic pass was good. I mean, this is the kind of Pavard that we need, but it wasn't the kind of performance that it's like, okay, I don't need to see Bisek again. Let's still get some rotation in there. The wingbacks, DiMarco and Dumfries. I thought Dumfries was great, but he wasn't necessarily needed the way he was last year. He was really good defensively. And DiMarco had a good first half, not so great, not so influential second half.
Yeah, without a question. It just feels like he's lost a bit of that magic. I don't know what's going on. What if it's a mental thing, if it's a physical thing. It's a little disappointing to see for sure. The guy had so much promise, so much potential. We were saying that his left foot is a cheat code. Now it just feels like he's an average player at best, and it's more so secure when Carlos Augusto is out there. Obviously, the defensive prowess and his ability to handle that defensive responsibility is awesome. Whereas, he's not as great going forward. But if it means that you don't have to worry about, people getting down on the right wing and being able to expose stuff like that, it might be worth it to have a little bit more rotation between there. And who knows, maybe if you sit him down a little bit, it'll put a higher sense of urgency on DiMarco to turn it around, maybe. But
I think he's at this stage, doesn't it feel like he is a 60-minute, like he's got to give you everything he has in 60 minutes because it's not, he's going to fade and he's not, like it's well worth having Carlos Augusto out there to end games or even Luis Enrique on the left, like than a tired DiMarco. Like he's got the first 45, he's got to like ping the balls in and be devastating. Because it's not, I just don't see that he's going to be on this pitch later in games.
No, 100% agree.
He's going to be gassed and he's not going to be that good defensively. Just another special shout out for Lautaro. That's a captain's performance. He led the line. He led the press. He was just, the grinta was incredible. I love what I saw from him today. Carlos Augusto, solid, very good. Bonni, as good as you can start your Inter career in the few minutes, the 20 minutes that he got. Decent finish, but he was dangerous bringing the ball up the pitch. The layoff for Mkhitaryan, he should have had a goal and assist. Bonni was great. Andy Joof is getting torn apart on social media. Two of the content creators that I think for Inter that I think are really, really smart. Sharma and Hermes Messaggero Nerazzurro. They both in their scouting reports were like, it's not going to look super pretty with this guy. It didn't today. I don't think it's an issue. He just got here and Chivu himself said, like, I just wanted to throw him out there in front of the crowd and like make him feel welcome. It's obvious that he was in an unfamiliar position, and also it seemed like he was slightly rattled. I don't think that's an indicator of like this kid's career is dead in the water. I think that would be pretty silly for 10 minutes on a pitch. But every single one of his giveaways turned into an effort from Torino, which wasn't great. Mm-hmm. Not a great way to end the game. Do you have anything you want to say about Joof? I don't want him to become our next punching bag. I definitely.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try to just keep it, brief. I mean, it was a brief cameo. I think that Chivu was just trying to get his legs underneath him, for his first appearance. I'm not gonna read too much into it. Did I love it? No, but again, I'm not gonna, destroy the kid. It's his first time in Serie A. I think I need to. And this is more so myself, learn to be a little bit more patient with these guys. You're getting acclimated to a new country, a new system. You're French now, even though he does have some compatriots there in Thuram and Pavard and even Bonni. You still need to get used to things. So I never want, like we say it every time, I never want a guy to fail and be a flop. Like I would rather be proven wrong time and time again. But just give him a let's see where we're at in December, and then we can make a little bit more of a judgment call on that.
You might hear my dog bark in here. My fiance is about to walk in, but Luis Enrique and Zielinski 6 touches, Luis Enrique 2 touches. There's nothing really to say about those two. All right. Anything else about this game that we need to touch on before we start getting into the listeners here and what they want us to talk about?
No, let's roll the tape.
All right. At a person 1352, good performance, but are we getting too reliant on set pieces? No.
I was gonna say I don't think so.
We scored, 4 goals outside of set pieces. I mean, you need to have good set pieces, and we're also a team that should be doing well on that. So, like, I'll take a corner kick goal every game or so.
Agreed.
Ronald Pena is asking, who's going to play when Hakan comes back. We talked about that. Yes, that Andre at FC Andre 1908. More seriously, how do you rate Chivu's game plan today?
Are we doing it out of 10 kind of thing?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah.
I like the high press. I like the way that we approach this game. I think the mentality was there, and everyone came out, with a sense of urgency and feeling like they had, a good understanding of what was expected of them. So I love it.
Yeah, Torino is the team that you can pull this off. It'd be one thing if he's doing a super high press against, Barcelona and he gets torn apart.
Yeah.
That would be probably a bad idea.
For sure.
For this game plan, I'll give it a 9 as well. At M6 Zeki, if you guys could add one more player to the squad, who would it be?
Ooh. You go first if you have one. I'm thinking here.
I think of the names that we got linked to defensively, I think the highest ceiling is going to be that Jeremy Jacquet kid from Rennes.
Yep.
But I wouldn't, if it's Alexandro, I wouldn't hate it. If it's Kivior, I wouldn't hate it. If it's Oxychek, I wouldn't hate it. If it's Lookman, I would love it. But
okay, well, let me stop you right there. I'm going to go with the center back too. I don't want to start this Lookman nonsense over again. He's staying at Atalanta. But yeah, if you give me either Jacquet or Alexandro, and I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. Muad El Sharif, do you expect an attacker to arrive before the window ends?
I know Alessandro does.
Listen, if it's 40 million from Newcastle for Fratesi, why not just call Atalanta and say, listen, go for it.
Bro, no. Give me a center back. I do not want another attacker. I don't think we need it. I think if you want to play somebody behind the strikers, you got Zielinski. So, yeah.
At Lord Pape, great first game. Sucic, best signing so far.
That's without a question.
Yeah.
Might be the signing of the season in Serie A.
It's got to be.
I'm sorry. I got to say this because I'm seeing a lot of his clips hyping up Sucic and talking about him. Nima, remember when you criticized me for wanting Croatians at Inter? And now you're riding my coattail to glory? Disgusting behavior. Disgusting.
It's either between Sucic or Bonni. And I think Sucic is going to my hope is that Sucic is going to play a lot more. At Brew, expecting a defender to arrive in the final days of the transfer window. We answered that. I wish, but expectations are low. Barella needs to step up from at Intermax. Come on. Wow. At Sauce GMP, are you buying or selling that I'm bricked up for Sucic? Any thoughts?
Ooh, I mean, yeah, I guess I got to buy that. That's 100% a buy.
You would
know. That Sauce GMP guy, what a character.
You would know. At Banana Pudini, I was there at the Meazza when Inter lost to...
Banana Pudini.
Banana Pudini. I'm reading that right. At Banana Pudini. I was there at the Meazza when Inter lost to Scudetto in real time against Lazio. Match today was absolute scenes, and I'm delusional again for the treble. Thoughts on the 3-5-2 versus the 3-4-2-1? Well, today the 3-4-2-1 didn't look great because it was Juve and Zielinski, and they didn't
really do much. Yeah.
So I've been calling for a formation change for this team for a long time, but if there's a 3-5-2 and the middle three is Hakan, Barella, and Sucic, that works for me. That works for me.
I'll take it.
So
we'll gladly take it.
That's your questions. Appreciate it.
Speak pipes.
Check speak pipe. Did we get any speak pipes?
No, I didn't even check it either. Let me see. Well, you're checking it?
I'll check it right now.
All right.
Why don't you just riff for a second while I do that?
Actually, I just opened up the email. There, I don't see anything, unless it goes to a different. No,
it's the InterViews one. All right, well, guys, send in those speak pipes, man.
No speak pipes. Nobody do it. I'm surprised Julian didn't have a speak pipe. You know, he was afraid to face the music with the gym teacher hate. So
yeah, who's our guy from Philly?
I don't remember his name, but Gino Panino's in Vancouver, right?
Yeah, Gino Panino, and there's another guy from Philly.
The guy from Philly was I forget who that was, but that was he had some good phone calls.
So Inter starts the season 3 points in the bag, 5+5 on the goal differential. We are top of Serie A, so stop the count. And
trophy is ours.
Let's go. Next game.
Saturday,
Udinese, right? Saturday.
Sunday the 31st. Udinese, 11:45 Pacific time, 2:45 Eastern.
Let's go.
Let's go.
That's at home as well.
Oof, 2-0, baby.
I'm really hoping so, and I hope that we destroy them too, heading into Juventus Inter, because that's away, and we want them feeling a little nervous.
I mean, they should be. They're relying on a Canadian to be their main point of attack. Like, bro. What I need to see is that Cherby pulling him from the collar like Chiellini did to Saka. That's what I need. Well, actually, probably with the way Serie A Agnelli goes, that'd be a red card for us. But anyway,
hot take: De Vrij is starting that game.
Whoa!
Just gonna throw that out there.
Is that a hot take or is that a crazy take? I don't know.
I don't know. I think we are going to see some early season rotation. Oh, Champions League draw on Thursday. That'll be exciting.
Bro. What a good day. What a good day.
I mean, the games are coming thick and fast.
Get a group with Barcelona right away? Do they make that happen?
Without question.
Right?
Without question, they're going to be
if we actually, in my perfect world, we get Barcelona and Arsenal.
Is Arsenal in pot? How many pot 1 teams can we get?
I think it's only one. I think you get one from each.
We're in pot 1.
Yeah. But like you get one from each. Like you still get a one.
It's 2.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Maybe PSG?
I don't know if I want PSG. Like I want the teams that I just don't like. Like I mean, yeah, I don't like that they smoked us. So okay, Liverpool. Yeah, ain't no way there. We could potentially get. So you get 8 match days. Yeah, so it's 8 groups. So you get one team from each group.
What do you mean 1 team from each group? 1 team from each pot?
That's what I meant. 1 team from each pot. Sorry.
It's got to be 2 because it's 4. Because it's 8. You got 8 opponents.
Yeah, isn't it 8 groups?
2 teams from 2 teams from pot 1, 2 teams from pot 2, 2 teams from pot 3, and 2 teams from pot 4, right?
I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, we can figure it out. We don't have to do this right now.
We'll figure it out by Thursday.
I could have sworn it was like 1 team from each pot you got, because that's why we got Man City, even though we were also in pot 1 with them.
Yeah, and then we also got Arsenal.
Because they were in pot 2.
Were they in pot 2?
Yeah, they were not pot 1.
I don't know. Now this is gonna bug me. All right. Huge win. Amped up to be back. Amped up. We're starting the season. Another season of the InterViews podcast. Hopefully it goes better than last season. What do you think, John?
Just like that, we're back. Yeah, no, I'm fairly confident it's gonna go better than last season.
All right.
At least 1 trophy, which I guess is better than last. But I think it's gonna be Scudetto.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe Scudetto and Supercopa. I'll take those 2.
Sharma in the post-match, he said that it's Scudetto or bust for him. Champions League, he doesn't really care about.
Zio Sharma with the sounding the alarm, I should say. That's what I was trying to get at.
I tend to agree. I tend to think that we need to get back to domestic dominance.
Yeah, I mean, like I think the only way we just don't spend like the teams in England. Well, I don't think it's it's impossible, but I don't think it's probable that we get a Champions League title. I think 2010 might be the last time an Italian team wins until the money starts evening out.
Stop. Well, that's not a terrible take. It's not a terrible take, but I don't want to hear it. All right, let's get out of here. In the words of the great Roberto Scarpini, forza ragazzi, forza ragazzi, forza ragazzi.